It was the kind of storm that swallowed sound. A whiteout blizzard, howling with a vengeance, blanketing the remote Colorado range in sheets of ice and wind. The mountains stood like silent giants, buried in snow. And somewhere out there, a child was missing. Deputy Mason Hart had seen blizzards. He'd faced danger, loss, even war. But something about that night felt different. Maybe it was the urgency in the father's voice, or the wild look in the mother's eyes as she clutched a small, worn sweater. Or maybe, it was the way Barkley, his canine partner, had stiffened at the door of the truck, ears perked, tail still. He was ready. Barkley wasn't just a police dog. He was family. A 6-year-old German shepherd with a heart as strong as the mountains around them and a nose that never lied. Together, Mason and Barkley had tracked fugitives, found lost hikers, even pulled a drowning man from icy water. But tonight, it wasn't a fugitive. It was a 5-year-old girl named Ellie. Ellie had wandered off from her grandparents' ranch, chasing a stray Mustang she'd named Star. Her footprints disappeared hours ago, buried beneath the storm. Search teams were spread thin. Time was melting away, second by second, like snow against fire. Mason glanced at Barkley. "Find her, boy," he whispered. And Barkley ran. Through blinding snow and wind that tore through coats and skin, Barkley followed an invisible trail, his instincts honed by years of trust and training. Mason struggled to keep up, calling into the wind, sinking knee-deep in drifts. But Barkley didn't falter. Something was pulling him, something urgent. Hours passed. Visibility dropped. The radio crackled with static. Most would have turned back, but then Barkley stopped, dead still, and barked. One long, sharp cry that pierced the blizzard. Mason scrambled forward. The snow cleared for a second, just enough. There, beneath a fallen Mustang, its body still warm, blanketed in snow, was something small. Curled up, motionless. It was Ellie, and she was breathing. The Mustang, Star, had collapsed from exhaustion, shielding her with its body, keeping the worst of the storm off her fragile frame. She had wrapped her arms around the horse's neck, tears frozen to her face. Her lips were blue, but she was alive. Mason dropped to his knees. "We got her," he choked out into the radio. "We got her." They wrapped her in every blanket they had, Mason holding her close as Barkley whined softly beside them. The snow eased just enough for the rescue sled to find them an hour later. But that's not where the story ends. Later, when Ellie woke in the hospital, she didn't speak. Not at first. Trauma had stolen her words, doctors said. Weeks passed in silence. But then, one day, Barkley padded into her room. He sat at her bedside, nose nudging her hand. She looked at him, and whispered, "Star." It was her first word since the storm. She reached for Barkley, burying her face in his fur. And for the first time in weeks, she smiled. The bond between a girl, a fallen Mustang, and a brave canine dog had healed more than just bodies, it had mended something in her spirit. The town would never forget. They named a trail after Barkley. A statue of the Mustang now stands outside the sheriff's department, a reminder of the night when instinct, sacrifice, and loyalty beat back the cold. And every year, on the anniversary of the storm, Ellie visits Barkley's grave. She's a teenager now, strong, kind, and fiercely brave. And she never stops telling people the truth. It wasn't just a dog who barked in the blizzard. It was a hero. And what he found that night didn't just change my life, it saved it.